You're not going to believe it when I tell you people are losing tens of thousands of dollars every time they sell their rental property because they're not working with the right professional or they're not doing it the right way. Today's video, I'm going to be going over all that. So when it comes time for you to sell your rental property, you know it's not the same as selling that regular home, okay? So you're going to want to stick around to the end on this one, especially when it comes time to talk about commissions and why you are getting charged so much money for no reason. Heck, maybe you are looking to sell that regular home. You're going to want to stick around for that as well, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of funky stuff going on out there and people are getting ripped to shreds with some of these commissions. And I don't know why people are paying it, but they are. I'll be going through that. Might not be liked too much by other realtors when I'm done with this video, but whatever. Someone's got to do it. Okay, let's dive right into it. My name's Sean McIntyre. I am the house hacking realtor of Northern New Jersey, and I make videos like this to make sure you are on the fast track to your real estate goals through house hacking, real estate investing, and everything like that. That's what I specialize in. That's what I love. So I share the secrets. But let's kick it right off. Why is a rental property much different than a regular home? Well, plain and simple, there's tenants, okay? You're gonna have to look at things like this because the tenants play a huge role. If there is a lease in place, that changes everything big time. You can't have a property where sold to the certain occupant if there's a lease. For example, if there's 1-year leases in place in your single family home, you can't even sell it to an owner occupant. You can only sell it to an investor. That makes a big difference, okay? So when you have a tenant in place and then you have a long-term lease in place, boom, long-term, who can you not sell to? Well, you can't sell to owner occupants, all right? Owner occ, okay? Bam, you can't sell to them, which means that the majority of people coming to see your property are not gonna be able to place an offer on it. This is wild, and it makes such a huge deal about this because I've literally been to properties where the leases are long and they're selling it, and I'm trying to tell it to the listing agent. I'm like, you know, you cannot close this deal, right? If you accept an owner occupant loan. They're like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm telling you, some of these agents are absolutely clueless with this stuff. They think they can just go sell a duplex and that someone's just gonna come in, or a property that is leased up with tenants in there, I should say, and come in and buy it. Well, owner occupants cannot, okay? So that plays a big role right off the bat. Now let's say there's no lease in place, boom, lease, no lease, okay, you can sell to just about anyone. Owner occupants can move in, even if both units are occupied. If the lease is expired, they're month to month, there's no lease, then it can close with an owner occupant loan. What does that mean? That means about 80% of the people looking at your property are now going to be able to bid on it. Just imagine having an 80% increase on people bidding on the property you're looking to sell. Do you think you're going to get a little bit more money? Why don't you drop a comment below if you agree. Say yes or say no, or say, Sean, you're crazy. You can argue me on this. I don't know. Okay. So tenants play a huge role when selling a property. Now look, with that being said, there's a lot more to dive into. This is, you know, things like, is it a duplex? Is it a single family? Are there long-term leases in place? Or is the place completely vacant? It's all strategy, property by property, but you need to know this plays a huge role. If you want to have a deep dive on your property, on what it looks like, mapping out a plan, how to sell it for top dollar, you can reach out to me. I'll put my contact information in the description below. All right, moving along here. End user, okay, and this kind of goes hand in hand with what I was talking about here. You want to know how to market your property here. Is the end user going to be OC, owner occupant, or is it going to be investor? Invest, okay, bam. All right, which one's it going to be? Either owner occupied or investor, okay? So you want to make sure that you have that clearly defined on who you're marketing this property to, because it makes a big difference. Kind of going back to what I was saying earlier, you know, if the place is fully occupied, it's really gonna be tough for an owner occupant to even look at your property. But let's say, you know, it's a single family home now. Okay, yeah, let's say single family, that is a rental. Who are you looking to attract there? 9 times out of 10, a single family property is not going to be purchased by an investor. Very, very, very unlikely in today's market, especially in Northern New Jersey. Most people are going to be looking to own or occupy them because at the end of the day, they're going to say, okay, do I want to spend top dollar on a home and be cash flow negative? Probably not. You're not going to find that many people. So just because you had your property as a rental doesn't mean the next person's going to buy it as a rental. All right. Now, if you have a duplex, on the other hand, let's say a DP duplex, that's probably going to go to the investor. All right. Invest. Bam. Whoop. Yep. All day. Okay. Now look, it could be an owner occupant investor. Okay. Kind of play on words there. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's going to be going something that's likely going to turn that into an investment at some point, whether they're owner occupied right away or they're living in there for a long period of time. But that's what a duplex is going to come into play. Triplex, quad is very similar. It's just very rare to see a rental that's a single family stay as a rental. Today's market, it's odd. Okay. All that being said, now you want to make sure that you are attracting things to the end user. How do we attract the end user? How about some pro forma? All right. So that's going to look really, really good with the investor crowd. But guess what? If, like I said, if you're not looking to an investor, no one cares. The owner occupant doesn't care about the pro forma. And I kid you not, this is like a huge thing here. And I'm going to be diving deeper in this in just a little bit with the real estate commissions. So stick around for that. But the amount of realtors I see that do not provide pro forma on their rental properties when they're selling them, like a duplex, it is astounding. It's like, why would they not want to share it? Why do you not want to see the history? Why aren't realtors showing the history and the success of this property? And it's so common. And I'll call them up and like, hey, what rents were you guys getting? They're like, let me find out. I think it was pretty good. Yeah, that sounds like a great realtor you have there. Okay. Not likely. Okay. Yeah. I'm being honest here. Like I said, realtors might not like me at the end of this video, but I'm kind of getting sick and tired of seeing people lose so much money. All right. Okay, something that's a lot different in this whole process here of selling a rental property is the fact that you're gonna have the taxes that you have to deal with. Something that you run into with possibly a single family home or an owner occupied home is the fact that you have capital gains tax are a little bit different. So an investment property, you might not have the full capital gains tax. So that plays a huge process in terms of time to sell the property. A good example, and I see these are real life examples, I'm actually bring up in my own personal property, $500,000 purchase price here, 500K. And in a few years, this property turned into actually $1 million, believe it or not. So if we were to go and sell this property right now, that's $1 million. That's a $500,000 capital gain. I essentially would have to pay taxes on the $500,000. Okay, that's where it makes things a little bit different from a rental property to your owner occupied, because if you were to sell, let's say, exact same example here, you buy a $500,000 property and it appreciates to $1 million and you're owner occupying it, that $500,000 capital gains tax, you actually could get away with not having to pay, especially if you're married. The rules work owner occupied, anything that's $250,000 for a single person or $500,000 for a married couple. When you sell the property, you don't have to pay the capital gains tax of $500,000 or under. And then obviously if we went to 1.1 million, then it would be, $100,000 capital gains, but that's a huge chunk that you don't have to pay. So purchase price, $500,000 goes to $1 million. You have $500,000 you have to deal with. This is where having a CPA plays a huge role in this whole thing here. You're going to want to talk to your financial advisor, accountant, I should say, over how the best way to eliminate and mitigate taxes. Now, a really good strategy I would use, especially with rental properties, is doing the 1031 exchange. That's great because that allows you to then essentially put your money tax-free into another property. Okay, but yeah, if you just want to sell this and get the cash out, by all means, this initial 500K you're not going to get taxed on. It's only going to be the capital gains tax of it, but that's still, imagine 30% of a $500,000 increase. That's a lot of cash that you're gonna have to pay out of pocket. So you want to have these conversations. Maybe there's a way of parking this money somewhere else. If you have that option, that could be really good. Maybe get more cash flow, something like that, whatever it is. But yeah, you're just gonna straight up sell it. You could be losing a lot of money. So that's where the tax implication plays a huge role in this. rental properties are always going to be a little bit different because you're most likely not owner occupied. Really cool fun fact here is if you owner occupied it 2 of the last 5 years, then you get to have that tax exemption, the $500,000 or $250,000 or $500,000. So something you might want to do is if you have a rental property for a long period of time, maybe you'll move back into it in 30 years so you don't have to pay it. You know, let's say this number is not going to be $2 million. Who knows? It's going to go up a lot, I bet, over the next couple of years. But to save that significant amount of taxable income, you just have to show you lived in the property for 2 of the last 5 years to really get a huge tax break and not have to pay it. So click subscribe so you can stay up to date on future videos when they come out, know everything about landlording, being an investor in Northern New Jersey. This is the perfect channel for you. Hit the bell as well. Let's see, does this say a boom? Is that a bell? I don't know. Hit the, bam, the bell, bing, bing, hit it. Is that a bell? Yeah, whatever. Hit the bell. It's so simple. And there's my number, 973-221-9131. Text me there. By all means, you can call me as well. But when you text me, that is so easy because I might be with an awesome client already, showing them some awesome house hacks. I do it every single weekend. I might be out there selling an awesome house hack. I get a lot of off-market deals, all that type of stuff. So text is always best. But you got to hit the bell and you got to reach out. All right, here's the controversial one that, I was talking about earlier. Like I said, some realtors might really be hating me by the end of this video. By the way, there is more to talk about after this as well, so this is not it. But yeah, first right off the bat is finding the right one, professional, let's say investor friendly. At the end of the day, I've always learned this, and that is everyone in real estate says yes. Everyone says yes. You have to really do the research yourself. Okay, so people are like, yeah, like, hey, could you sell my duplex? Yes. Hey, could you sell my laundromat? Yes. Hey, could you sell my single family? Yes. Everyone says yes to everything in real estate, okay? I see that from the lending side, from the real estate side. First things first, you wanna make sure you're working with a professional that has actually done this before, that actually owns investment properties, that understands how to navigate tenant situations, that understands how to get tenants in. I'm in a deal right now that is 100% on the realtor that he cannot get into the property. All he has to do is tell his client to give the tenants notice to get a certificate of occupancy, and they are obligated by law to allow the town in. This is over a month, and the guy refuses to do it, saying the tenant said no. I'm like, it's not up to them if you know the laws. So this property is getting delayed substantially because of negligence from someone that's never sold a duplex before in their life. Losing money. People are losing so much money because of negligence, okay? So investor friendly plays a huge role. I know a lot of these rules and regulations, so I can fast track it for you. Next thing here is the commission, all right? I see people charging 3%. I see people charging 5%. And I say, for what? What are they charging all this money for? Wanna know why? Because broker fees. Broker fees. Most realtors are part of what's called a brick and mortar business. All right. What does that mean? That means they have an office that, is not cheap. Let's see, that's my office right there. Bam. It has to have upkeep on the office. They have to clean the office. What if the printer breaks in the office? Computers in the office, overhead, the power, the heat, everything about this is always put onto the realtor. So this is an expense that goes on to realtor. And then what happens is the realtor's office charges them a fee. So how does the realtor get their money back? How does the realtor get their money back? Well, they charge the consumer. All right, so whoever is the person, whoever the person they're selling for, they will put that fee on them, and they're gonna say, hey, I'm gonna charge 3% to sell this house, because they have to pay 1% of that, or let's say 50%, whatever it is. They're gonna say 1 percentage point of the 3% goes to their broker. All right, so you see people charging top dollar and you're not getting anything. Just because they have to pay a fee to their broker, what do you get in return for that? You're not getting anything more, all right? All that being said, then people are like, okay, I wanna get creative here. I'm gonna be smart. I'm gonna say no MLS. All right. Yeah, they're gonna go no MLS. What does that mean? It means they're gonna try and sell off mark, maybe FISBO. What is that? FISBO first. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm actually spelling it like, no, come on, I'm an idiot there. That was stupid. Don't hire me to be your spelling champion, okay? Hire me to get you to financial freedom. Bro, I literally was spelling it. Oh man. Okay. FISBO, for sale by owner, okay? Yeah, get rid of that. For sale by owner means that they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna do exactly what it's saying. It means it's gonna sell by the owner, not going to the MLS. You will lose money not going to the MLS. Big time. I can almost guarantee it. You will lose money not going to the MLS, because the MLS is where thousands upon thousands of people are looking on a daily basis for these properties, okay? Another way you're gonna lose money is if you try and do some real estate brokerage exclusive. That's just another trick realtors do to make more money for themselves, because they try to double side the deal, okay? Anytime people are double siding the deal, you're not getting full representation. You're not getting the representation of your seller's agent fully. You're not getting it because now that seller's agent has to represent the buyer also. Another huge hack here. You're gonna wanna avoid these things. You gotta watch out for this stuff. I'm telling you, you will lose big time money, because a realtor can make a lot more money if they double side a transaction, okay? But not going to the MLS means that you are missing out because you're getting way less exposure. So how do you avoid this? Try to reduce some of the fees. Make sure the fees go down, because you work with people that have the systems in place. Like for myself, I have a system in place where I don't have to do all the crazy running around. I do not have to have all these crazy fees to my brokerage where I'm charging my buyer. So I'm able to have a rate that is far more feasible for getting a job done, and I can get it done on a very high level. Okay, so that is something you want to watch out for. All right, and last one here. Now, this isn't the least by all means, and there's actually a lot more, but that's why I'm saying it's always property to property. You always want to hop on a phone call to have a conversation. That's why it really make these things different, because it's different property to property. Timing the market's huge. Let's say investors, again, boom, investor, they are going to be all the time. They are 24/7, 365. Investors don't sleep, okay? Forever, bam, that's what I mean, forever home buyer. There might be seasonal, okay? There's people that aren't looking to buy and, you know, when kids are in school, or people are not looking to buy when they know they have to change school districts, stuff like that. So there are big factors that play into this. It's always gonna be a property by property basis. You have a property that's really gonna appeal to a family, you might not be the best time to sell it in the middle of Christmas. If you have a property that is a duplex and you're like, you know, hey, I want to go move to Florida, you could sell that thing anytime. It doesn't make a difference. Investors are coming out. You just want to be smart about when you sell it. Okay, for more videos like this, make sure you click subscribe. And if you really, really, really want to be a kick-ass house hacker and really learn about investing, there's got to be another video here you're going to want to watch. I can almost guarantee it. Click this one, whatever it is. I'm sure it's here somewhere. Yeah, maybe yeah, is that it? Okay. Oh, it's there. All right. We'll see you on the next one.